Michael Jackson is one of the best, if not the world's greatest music artists, performer, entertainer, humanitarian to ever live. He has the name of the world's best-selling record album with Thriller, broke racial barriers for his music videos to air on MTV, and overall have black music artists appear on there too. Gave millions to charities for sick children and those who are in desperate need of help, bringing everyone together with his music and message of love and wisdom until his untimely passing on June 25th, 2009. Where the world cried and mourned in unison. But he was also a brilliant businessman. He bought the Beatles catalog. He bought Eminem's catalog as payback for the music video that Eminem put out that made fun of MJ, Just Lose It. But at one point, Michael Jackson would have bought Marvel and Star as Spider-Man in the late 90s. Even Stan Lee himself said Michael would have been a great Spider-Man and Peter Parker.
He wanted to be Spider-Man, to buy the rights to Spider-Man. I think he wanted to play the part of Peter Parker. He never said that, but I gathered that. When I told him I didn't think the company would sell it, he then wanted to buy Marvel. He said, well, then I'll buy Marvel.
But the role was ultimately given to Tobey Maguire with the Sam Raimi movies. Even Michael himself wanted to play Professor X too in the X-Men. However, the deal fell through due to Marvel's skepticism about Michael's creative vision with a Spider-Man movie, and due to Michael's financial struggles at the time.
I mean, obviously he didn't buy Marvel, but he wanted to very much.
But what if Michael Jackson did buy Marvel and got to star as Spider-Man in the movie? What would his costume look like? Would it look like something you would see out of a Michael Jackson music video? A concert costume Michael would wear on stage? Or a simple but fun take on Spider-Man's iconic classic suit with Michael's design attached to it? Well, I have ideas to what Michael would have liked on his own Spider-Man costume. By the way, I had a dream about this and I couldn't help but write it down. Now, this is just my take of taking a crack at Michael Jackson's vision and design for a Spider-Man costume he would have wanted and liked to wear. Of course, this is just for fun, so don't expect any fashion icon levels of creativity here. But I wanted to design a Spider-Man costume that doesn't stray so far from the original source material. Michael was a huge Spider-Man fan, owning the comics, a big memorabilia collection, a statue, and even meeting the guy at Universal Orlando Resorts with his kids also in Spider-Man masks. So in my head, I wouldn't think Michael would strip away the classic identity that makes Spider-Man so iconic. He would add minor details but not fully change the design completely. Take his iconic red Thriller jacket for example. With each tour, MJ would change the style of the jacket, but keep it the same or make it even better while still making it look recognizable. That's how I imagine him doing the same thing with a Spider-Man costume, keeping it iconic and recognizable, with changes that makes it look otherworldly, like all of his other onstage costumes being worn at his world tours. For the fabrics, I chose red and blue sequined fabric spandex, since it's Michael's signature fabric choice for all of his onstage costumes and clothing based on the concepts drawn by Michael's designers Dennis Tompkins and Michael Bush. Spider-Man's costume in the comics is colorful and vibrant. Michael would still want a Spider-Man costume to have that same look, but add shine to it to complement that whimsical, comic booky vibe to it. Make it look like something Spider-Man's costume came from another world, adding wonder and astonishment. Spider-Man's costume is meant to look creepy and off-putting, adding a sort of mesh that you don't see the wearer's eyes from a far distance, which makes it creepy, but visible when you get up and close to them, to show that there's a guy in the costume. Michael would likely want the ability to see out of the costume and convey emotions while in costume. So I went with the big bug-eyed look to have this iteration of Spider-Man be extremely unsettling from afar, but friendly when up close, to see the emotions conveyed inside the mask. The webbing is no different from the original in the red sections of the costume, but add additional webbing to the blue sections, but make them white, like the concept art from the first Sam Raimi movie by Teeves Design Studio. Say that this costume was made by an actual spider, you would have these irregular web patterns on the blue sections, having the white web patterns complement the blue to have the suit pop out more to the viewer's eye. Also, the black and white web patterns are puff painted, adding to a shine and depth to them. That's the impression Michael would want the people of New York to think when they see a Spider-Man wearing this otherworldly costume, that he's not from here, but from some other planet or other world. But in reality, it's a guy in a costume. He would also have the same organic webbing as Tobey, because body horror and all that jazz. I mean, for crying out loud, he turned into a werewolf in front of his date, and turned into a mecha robot to fight off tarantula soldiers, and turned into a skeleton and a ghoul. Organic webbing is the only way to go when it comes to Michael Jackson and his transformations, so it seemed right. Of course, his Spider-Man suit would have web wings underneath the arms like Ditko, to add flair that a classic vintage Spider-Man look is known for, and the back logo would take inspiration from from Romita Sr. and Ditko, a big spider on the back as the legs are sprawled out to define the back musculature of the wearer. I think I'm starting to sound like someone familiar. But with all of the design choices I listed for this costume, here's the Spider-Man costume I envisioned Michael Jackson wearing if he was to play Spider-Man in his own Spider-Man movie. And just like that, that's how I would envision Michael Jackson's Spider-Man costume. I really hope you enjoy this video and watching me design this really fun costume. Tell me in the comments below of what you think of it. I would love your guys' feedback. And I hope you learned something new today, or even inspired you to make your own Spider-Man costume one day. And if you like this video, subscribe to see more Spider-Man content that I'll be cooking up and sharing with you all. Click the bell to be notified when I upload so you'll never miss a thing. That's all for me, and I'll see you next time. Au revoir.